This portion of our morning is called Intersection, and it's a place where we like to talk about something that's currently going on in culture, and then how it is that it intersects with our lives, how it is that it intersects with Jesus. It's also kind of a little bit of an interactive thing, and at the curling rink, it really wasn't all that interactive, but today it will be just a little bit interactive, partly because that's something that we want to do. And partly because I was just really struggling last night. And as I was digging into what it is that we were supposed to be talking about, my brain felt like it was totally in a fog. And I felt like I was just supposed to lay it down and let you guys preach a little bit here this morning. So hopefully you're into that. I thought we would talk about a little bit about the Queen this morning. It's certainly in culture everywhere you go right now. I thought I would start off by reading a quote. This quote from the Queen is from her 1957 broadcast, and I think it sums up her life for me just a little bit. She said, "I cannot lead you into battle. I do not give you laws or administer justice, but I can do something else. I can give you my heart and my devotion." I love that about her. In an age where character no longer seems to be king in our life, I'm so grateful for a lady who was steadfast, she was faithful, she was dedicated, and she was a follower of Christ. And so I just thought we'd just maybe join our voice to the millions of other voices that are kind of talking about the Queen a little bit this morning. If you want to share something about her, positive, certainly we recognize that there are all sorts of issues with the symbol that she represents in regards to colonialism or some other kind of thing that we have an issue with what it is that she represents. I thought we would just maybe, if you have something that you would like to say about her personally, something meaningful, positive, that either she meant or that just a memory of some kind, I thought we'd do that. I'd like to say this one more quote from her from 2002. She said, "I know just how much I rely on my own faith to guide me through the good times and the bad. Each day is a new beginning. I know that the only way to live my life is to try to do what is right, to try to take the long view, to give my best in all that the day brings, and to put my trust in God alone." Is there anybody who has a thought about the Queen, encouragement about the Queen, something that they want to share in memoriam, so to speak? Just kind of raise your hand and I'll try to get to you quickly. And if not, this was a really dumb idea and I just missed it altogether, and that's okay too.
Well, I remember when we used to sing God Save the Queen in school. I don't know if anybody else is as old as me anymore. That was back when the Dead Sea was just not feeling well. But God Save the Queen, we used to sing that, and we also used to recite the Lord's Prayer every morning. So those were times when it was actually really a kind of a quality. When I think of the Queen and the whole royals and all the rest of it, I think there's certain quality that people can aspire to as much as they want in their language, in their behavior, or whatever they choose. And a little humor, when I was watching some of the talks about the Queen on television and her death and all the rest, and they were talking to one of the representatives for now King Charlie. Oh, King Charles III, okay.
Sure.
King Charlie.
Yep.
And they were asking this representative, "How's Charles doing?" And he says, "He's quite stable, really."
Quite stable. I guess that's what we could ask for,
That's
eh?
as British as it gets.
Anybody of you just be happy if you could just say, "I'm feeling stable."
Already.
That's awesome. Anybody else?
I was watching a sports show yesterday, and of course the announcers were talking to the British people that were there in participating, and they were saying how sorry they were. And I was thinking there were Canadians in there was Australians in there was
Sure.
all sorts of people in there. So I looked it up. There's 47 countries in the Commonwealth. So we have a connection to 46 other countries by the Queen, or
That
by
is
the
kinda
King
cool.
now. And
Yeah.
it just really made me think that one thing aligns us with all those countries.
Yeah, in a world that's very polarized and divided, that is something cool that there was a steadfast kind of stability. Yeah.
She is the only female leader that I will see in my lifetime.
Huh. Okay, the only female leader in royalty. Yeah. Yeah. Last chance. Don't twitch too much. I will just put the microphone in your face. Last thing.
For me, it was, I was watching something that said that the Queen, 2 days before she died, was serving others. And I was blown away because I just heard that, and I'm like, that's how I want to live. I want to serve God and others like she did all the days of her life.
That's awesome. We're gonna stand up together. We're gonna sing one more song together as the band comes out on stage. Maybe be thinking about how it is that we could do what it is the Queen did and be steadfast. It's something that actually isn't a quality that we see very often in the world anymore. This idea of remaining steadfast, of faithfulness, of a long obedience in the same direction. And as we sing and ask God to make room, as we say, "I'll make room for you," would you make Him that constant in your life? Because that's the only way that we can actually be steadfast long term. Does that make sense? Okay, let's stand.